Chapter 4.
So it like ages you?
The best policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her.
Yeah, I want Beck to get hurt.
Finding Rollo was his primary concern.
Iggy, whatever. Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with gray hair just run past us in a panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck, and I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just looking for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through.
Running out of
In a
time.
torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rollo and I weren't just playing in Weepwood yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine warehouse. But someone was there in a strange suit. We hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. I think it was the body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. Now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just, wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rollo's gonna be okay, I
Roxy
promise.
drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. It's too dangerous for a kid. I can't just sit around. I have to do
Roxy
something.
tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
Go back to the little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Roller shows up. Sound like a
Luca
plan?
wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. Really believe the story? What option do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. Dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than
Looking
normal.
into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
It's so cold here. This place gives me the willies. Let's jump in the puddle. I still know Beck's okay.
Mr. Nuncreed jumped with a start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on old Phil like that. Sorry. Who are you talking to? What?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh, no. Just checking because I thought I heard it ring. The dang thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really. The whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. You heard from Rollo yet? Not yet. What time for a boy to lose his way? No one knows those woods too well to get lost. Suppose you're right. Slave boys' antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him, I know it. How'd you know that? Unless... Okay, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy, if there is something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks. Yeah, I don't trust this guy.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed, kind eyes warm. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle,
Anger.
but Luca could sense something eating away at him. There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Each day, Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing? Not exactly, I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? First we were just looking around, then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That's the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was the body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. And it said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
Wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Yeah, this guy's in on it. Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van Horns just can't help yourselves, can you? All so close to being done with
With
this.
a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands
The
now.
door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet.
Huh.
The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule, plummeting at gravity's whim.
Explains the phone booth.
Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end. Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
So we got struggle, I guess.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile. He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home.
The end.
Chapter 3. Everything's fine. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Finished jarring a mess of jam last night. So I'll need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So what'd you and Rollo get up to yesterday? Oh, Rollo had things to do, so I just sort of poked around town. Just set the jam down by the front door. There's 2 batches to drop off. One from Mr. Tulliver at the Bag and Wag. No, Mr. Fratelli at the diner. Oh, and Mr. Nuncreed. He said he won some more. I suspect as much. Yes, he seems to have taken a particular interest in my jam. There are some extras in the basket for that enthusiastic gentleman. Just make sure Fratelli and Tolliver eat the ones on top. No problem. Out with you now, while the day is still young. Hello, it's Super Hard Food. Before you hang up, just hear me out. I have a business proposition. Simple matter is we both have the same problem we need solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Okay, sorry about yesterday. Roxy can be so annoying. But good news, no more boring chores for me today. Did you make it to the old Valentine warehouse? So, what'd you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. What? Who was it? Was it aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Rollo, if we have to deliver these to town first, we can catch up later. Oh, is it a whole thing? Sounds like a whole thing. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about it here. Meet me at the treehouse tonight. I'm not sure what this treehouse is that you speak of. Meet me at Mission Control. Roger that, Space Cadet. Wait, watch your step. Oh, sorry. There's a whole family of beetles here. They've gone missing. I thought they just sort of wandered around. Everyone has a home, Luca. Even beetles.
Luca checked the soles of his sandals.
I think we're okay. It's weird that they're gone. They went missing when the festival preparations began. Think the noise scared them away? Something like that. Just watch where you step, okay? If you can tell those jerks, doesn't matter how many boxes they pile up. Ain't moving. Mr. Wilder, I trust you have time to chat?
Eris Valentine, oldest of Sharper Valentine's children, and heir to the Valentine fortune. Had a way of making questions seem like demands.
Certainly. Seems to be the problem.
Mr. Wilder had learned to assume that if he was hearing from Eris, it was because she had taken issue with something he had put in the...
Couldn't help but notice that the front page of this morning's paper was consumed with stories about this silly festival. Well, yes, That is the news of the day. But there was no mention of the museum, nor the foundation, though, through which it was endowed. I'm sorry, Miss Valentine. My readers are more so interested in this town's future, rather than any one family in particular. There was a time, Mr. Wilder, when the goings-on in my family was the only thing this town cared about. All things change, ma'am. And you know, change is dangerous. If you finish that thought, I will make that monocle a permanent fixture of your anatomy. My apologies. Good day, Miss Valentine. Did I give you the impression this conversation was finished?
Mr. Wilder averted his gaze and began to polish his monocle.
Well, good day, Mr. Wilder. Hey, Don. Hey, Luca, what's up? I got you on jam delivery, eh? Yep. You seen the new kid around yet? New kid? Yeah, came from big city. Your parents both got jobs here. But get this, one of them is working for William Curry at Perennial Harvest. Another is working for Ayers Valentine. And Valentines represent Beacon Pines' past. Perennial Harvest has positioned itself as this town's future. Must make for some interesting dinner table conversations. I can imagine. If I could just be left alone, young Mr. Van Horn. Oh, sure. Sorry to bother you. Just that Mr. Kerr has asked me to make the opening speech at the festival. Being mayor and all, you might expect me to be a charismatic speaker. Truth is, I'm terribly nervous. Really don't think I'm cut out for this sort of thing. Cut out for being mayor or for public speaking? Both, I suppose. I haven't really chose any of this. It's more of a duty to my family. Or a legacy. That sounds like a heavy burden. If the festival, just speak from your heart. I'm sure it'll be great. Well, if it is, my favorite little jam runner. Hey, Mr. Tilly. Look at
She
you.
leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
You're all skin and bones. Is your grand not feeding you? She is just... I understand. You know, I taught your mama how to cook back in the day. You may not even remember, but you and her used to help out in the diner. See that picture over there? That's you helping your mama back in the day. So cute, running around your little apron taking orders. The whole situation just breaks my heart, what happened with Eleanor. There you go. Got a feeling she's out there somewhere, yearning to be with you again. Few things in this world can keep a mother from her son.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably.
Oh yes, let's see here.
Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the jam.
Oh, they even have my name on them.
She
How thoughtful.
carefully lifted out her jars of jam.
Tell your grand hello for me, Luca. Will do. How do you keep the ice cream cold? Keep them ice. Where do you get the ice from? I don't know, somewhere cold? Or do they keep somewhere cold? Look, Bert. Do you want some ice cream or not? No, I'm good.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples.
Oh yeah, him.
More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one.
Hello? Eep.
With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell.
Oh, sorry. No bother.
He leaned forward and lowered his...
I see you have something for me. Yeah, Gran had some jam I'm supposed to give
He
you.
leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, this one's on top. She wrote your name on them.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes. The jam. Thank you so much for delivering this jam to
He
me.
reached forward and snapped up the jars of jam, giving Luca a little wink.
I shall put it on my store shelves, post-haste. Okay, I should finish my deliveries. Of course. Of
He
course.
leaned in for a final whisper.
Of course. Not suspicious at all. Anger from the past, mistakes not yet made, and a glimmering hope for the future. He carried them all in equal parts everywhere he went. Oh heavens, what a burden to bear. Got some jam for you, Mr. Nuncreed. Luca, you seem chipper. Well, aside from being on delivery duty, it's a nice day.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for a moment, then nodded in agreement.
Suppose it is. So, do you want your jam? Oh, alright. Usually Jumper drops these off herself. I guess she's busy today. Anyway, this is my last delivery for the day. Oh, in that case,
Nuncreed snatched the basket from Luca.
I'll hold on to the basket for the next time I see you, Gran. Hey, you. Anchovies or pineapple? What? Don't think. Just answer. Pineapple. Why? How old are you? 12? Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? I'll never tell you ask too many questions. Just try to keep up, okay? What just happened? Oh. Hey, what a crazy coincidence. This is my new friend I was just telling you about. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep, we just hit it off. Oh, really? Get this, the favorite pizza topping the whole world is pineapple. Oh, and what is your new little friend's name?
Beck locked eyes with Luca. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate.
Luca Van Horn, nice to meet you. I'm Nellie, and this is Leona. We're Beck's parents.
Beck gave Luca a quick nudge.
Oh yeah, Beck told me all about you. Already feels like we've known each other for years. So you both can stop obsessing about me making friends. Oh, darling, we never doubted you. It's just that, for children with fewer than 5 close friends, the probability of a stunted development doubles. Well, one down, 4 to go, I guess. What Nelly means is that we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. Friend has been friended. This calls for a celebration. Luca, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner? Wow, another coincidence. Actually, I already asked him and he said that he would love to. It just... wonderful. In that case, we should pick up some groceries. You two don't get into too much trouble now. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome? How you doing? Owls are great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is a little cottage next to the big mansion place. Wait, you live on the Valentine estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Meet me by the big creepy gate. Don't be late. Or I'm back to square one on this whole friend grift. Great, see you there. Good morning, Jeff. What's so good about it? Further down the tubes, if you ask me. Come on now, it's not all bad. Festival's coming up. Festival. Old Man Valentine used to put on cockamamie shindigs all the time. Where did that get us? Well, it's Pernell Harvest putting on this one. They're doing it for the whole town. As far as I see it, the difference between the old Valentine Company and the new Pernell Harvest outfit.
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
It's the difference between this empty soup can and this brown banana. Those are both garbage, exactly. So all lives in the house. Harris and Gus Valentine grew up there. And Sal moved in a few years back. Creepy little kid in the vest? That sounds like the one. So just 3 people live in that huge thing? But a bunch of shady stuff happens all the time in a place like that. Not really. Valentines pretty much keep to themselves. So it's empty and boring? Pretty much. What a waste. My mom says that used to be way busier back before Sharper died. For the fowl harvest. Oh, that's like the 5th time someone mentioned this fowl harvest thing. You all use the same ominous tone. Eventually you're gonna have to explain to me how that harvest got all fouled up. But can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. Most kids would have just ditched me by this point. Why are you still here? You look like you used some help. You know what, Luca? You're not so bad. Let's get through this as simple as possible. Steep, smile, and nod. Fun. Great, whatever you do, don't bring up their work. I think I can
Beck
handle
took
that.
a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
There goes nothing.
Chapter 4. Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend. She could do that.
Luca, tell us a bit about yourself. Where do you live? Oh, I live with my grandma. On the other side of the river. Grandma, where are your parents at? Beck, manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in an accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like, missing?
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
Luca, how did you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good. Now we need to put more effort into dinner.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
You're fully settled in, and Beck mentioned that it's your favorite. I'm sorry, are we just skipping the part where he said his mom was missing? Beck. I'm sorry, Luca, this move has us all a little tired.
Luca wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. So Beck said that you moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Ow. I mean, what brought you to Beacon Pines? Oh, you're right the first time. We're here for work. Ellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. I don't know about brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Brilliant Harvest just made her the newest lead researcher of deep engineering. She makes it sound more impressive than it is. I'm just happy that I get to make a difference in the world. Brilliant Harvest is at the forefront of evolving agriculture. It is something more useful than sprinkling water and excrement on the ground.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
What Nellie means, Luca, is that there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to their plants and hope for the best, and some people happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You swore you
Beck
didn't.
slammed her fist into the table, perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca, how about some dessert? I usually have to meet my friend Rollo
Luca
soon.
glanced outside to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Looks like there's a storm brewing. I should get going. Oh, I didn't think there was any rain in the almanac. Yeah, almanacs aren't that useful around here.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up.
Thank you all for the pizza. It was really good. See you at the festival, Beck. Wait up. I'll walk you home.
Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually, probably.
Let's go with Rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure you can make it home before the storm kicks
Luca
off?
surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. You should stay here and I'll just make a break for it. Maybe you stay here.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential.
Better recalculate those odds. We're inside you two before you catch cold. Look, Nelly will keep trying to reach your grand on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum? Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
Tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47
Luca
days.
wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. A word can be cool. Oh, wow. Earl and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fitted with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech
Luca
overcompensation.
flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You won't believe the stuff I can pick up back in the city. Around here, it's all form reports and static. Aw, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flower. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime. He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. Those flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. It's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them, is all. Look, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
You ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Laura can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Graham loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. One thing my mom told me when I was little: don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. You try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then what do? You don't know what to do. Dad never got to that part. So then I figured it out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. Things are gonna change.
Let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't I just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I just want to be a normal kid.
Brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should have it before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rollo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't think we're just jerking you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
You done? Tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a particular last will and testament. Particular how? He didn't just give his kids inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? Document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as reward. Kid our age, who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo. So Eris was forced to take care of him? Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Poor Solomon. How did you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. Him in his old friend's eyes, and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens, there's no time for fractured friendships. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's getting late, so we all decided to... You all decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at the perennial harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No? That we gave up because there's a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good. That's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Will, you still up there? I'm sorry. Will isn't accepting visitors at that moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times, and it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? Didn't abandon you. I was just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. What? Storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house, and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, Storm rolled in out of nowhere. I got stuck after dinner at Beck's...
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you're off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to Mission Control. It was gonna be a surprise, but it took so long the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I know I'd get into trouble waiting for so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easier for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You stay out as long as you want, and you won't even get into trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this. Is that what you think? Then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rollo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense
Maybe Pa is right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa is still around.
Words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed, but it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. Dang it.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Rollo, what a jerk. Call me a bad friend. Oh, I'm Rollo. Look at me. I'm my amazing family. Guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
Slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. Gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. Be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone. He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
Bet Rollo's still gonna go to the festival. This could be miserable. If Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him, he can shove it.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rollo came by. What'd he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? Told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to sit in your room all day? Pretty much. I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party, you can go outside. I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic. Luca
First
carefully
volume.
opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday, a special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind, but it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from...
Luca? My little friend came to see you. Girl named Beck Modwell. She said you met yesterday? What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. Told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want to bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all, and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile. then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them, not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him, older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face. And all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad. If you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames in a flash of cold light. He was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring
You have weird
squeeze on his
dreams.
shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. Just as well. Maybe sit there and listen a bit. Whatever you and Rolo fought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
fights between friends happened. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is, that's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments, and accept them in their worst. I'll get your little butt out of bed. Festival's today. Don't want to miss that, do you? Guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Ro, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.